Most podcasts happen in studios. This one happens on the job. I'm Trakes, and this is Through the Glass, where we sit down with people not just to talk about what they do, but who they are. Today's guest is someone who truly lives life at full speed. Born and raised in Arizona, she's not only a rock star in real estate, building a portfolio, a wholesale operation, and growing a team, but she's also an adrenaline junkie who's gone viral for her insane skydiving jumps. So cool. When she's not closing deals or building businesses, she's traveling the world, chasing adventure, and pushing limits most people wouldn't even consider. On top of that, she's now stepping into the future, building AI agents to help scale and elevate everything she's working on. This is someone who blends discipline, risk, and vision in a really unique way, and I'm excited for you guys to hear her story. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Cole, for having me. I'm excited to be here and answer all the questions that you have for me.
Yeah, heck yeah, and it's a beautiful day out.
Arizona's always beautiful.
Yeah.
Even when it's 150 degrees.
Yeah, exactly. You can always just go north an hour and you're in beautiful weather, which is really cool.
I feel like I'm biased, but I literally would not live in another state.
Yeah. It's funny because whenever I do travel, and you travel a lot too, I always am so thankful when I come back to Arizona. I go to other states, other countries, and I'm like, wow, Arizona is beautiful. I mean, obviously when I'm in Europe or something, I'm like, that's way better than Phoenix.
Yeah, I would agree.
And you have some cool stories too. Let's jump into it. Before everything you're building now, real estate, business, all of it, what did life look like? What were you chasing at that time? Tell me about your childhood.
Yeah, so I went to real estate school when I was 18. It was part of the credits when I was graduating. I went to community college for 2 years and then ASU for 2 years. I graduated top of my class, and I realized that I wouldn't be able to go to the universities that I wanted to because I grew up with a single mom, and the feasibility of the tuition of going to like a Stanford or a Columbia just wasn't possible for me. So I got a full ride to ASU, and I was like, I don't want to go to ASU. I'm just going to do community college for 2 years because I was just so upset about the fact. But I'm so glad that I took that route because from about 18 to 20 when I was in community college, I met this crazy sushi owner that was like, hey, I want you to come run all of my sushi restaurants and do the finances. And I was 18 years old, and I said, I don't have like any financing background, but okay. And he was like, you're Asian, so you must be smart, and I'm sure that you can figure this out.
You're like, I am smart.
I am smart, and I am Asian, so I definitely can figure it out. And I did save him a lot of money. It was a 1099 job. I basically was managing his managers at his restaurants and hopping around from all the restaurants. So that was a really cool, interesting experience because one, that owner was really, really tough. So it just taught me to have rhino skin, and it taught me how to figure stuff out along the way. I always knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. Like, again, growing up with a single mom, my mom made me I basically started working when I was 8 years old. Like, she was letting me host garage sales by myself. When Facebook Marketplace came around, I would start selling a bunch of stuff. I'd reach out to all of her friends and negotiate like a percentage of whatever I sold. She had a Chinese restaurant that I started working in when I was 14 years old. So like, I've always had a job. I've always had money. I've always lived in abundance. And the other day I was thinking, I was like, I've never had to experience the stress of only having $10 in my bank account. Yeah. And I really account that to one, my mom just instilled in me this drive from a young age. She's an immigrant from China, so I'm a first generation American.
Oh, cool.
And my grandparents just got to experience the American dream. They came over here with absolutely nothing, built the first chain of Chinese restaurants in Scottsdale.
Oh, yeah?
What's they had called? 6 of them. They're gone now. They sold most of them in the 80s. There's one that's still left called the Great Wall over by GCU.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, the Great Wall.
No way.
So the best dim sum ever.
That place is popping all the time.
That place is popping. And back in the day, it was actually super luxurious to go to. Like, that's part of town was actually really nice before it turned into what it is now.
What it is now.
GCU's is fixing it, but like the presidents have eaten there, and I just saw, on my mom's side, what working hard looked like.
Yeah.
And owning businesses to then go buy real estate, because at the end of the day, that's how you build wealth, is through real estate. Like the goal of any business is to increase your cash flow and then buy real estate so that you can offset your taxes. Because if you're a business owner and you're paying taxes, what are you doing? The tax code is set up as a cheat code for entrepreneurs to go and continue to build. And then on my dad's side, we ran one of the largest flooring companies in Tempe. My grandparents basically were doing 300 homes a day of new development in all of Tempe. My grandmother worked with Frank Lloyd Wright. We didn't have a good relationship with my dad's side of the family because my mom and dad split when I was young. So, it was, my mom just raised me right. Yeah. And I saw how impactful real estate was on both of my parents' side to build generational wealth and to build freedom. For sure. Like my grandparents owned airplanes, and they owned houses in Mexico, and they traveled to India and Europe, and they just experienced this big full life and had so much fun at it. And I think that's instilled into like my lineage, into my blood, and I feel it. Yeah.
I recently met your mom, sweetest little lady. What was her name?
Katie.
That's right. Yeah. She's, bless her heart.
Yes, she's bless her heart. She is a talker.
Yeah, she's a little bit of a talker, but that's okay. She has a lot of life to tell people. So it's cool that she's able to, when I met her, she just poured into me. So it's cool because I can only imagine, growing up, what she poured into you, like you mentioned.
Yeah, my mom, she, bless her heart, because she's lived through some trauma. And she's always said, Jesus was what got her through. Yeah. Like Jesus got her through the family drama that she had to go through. Jesus got her through the divorce, which was really, really bad for her. It got her through 2008 when she lost a lot of things and she was really struggling. And that's really, and even today she was like, you know what? So many people harbor on that trauma, and she's like, I just gave it to God. Yeah. And it's fine. I don't need to live in that.
Yeah. Yeah. I could tell how much she loves the Lord. We met at church, and she, during all the songs had her hands up. So really, really awesome lady. You're deep in real estate now. What originally pulled you into that world, and when did you realize you could actually turn it into something big?
Yeah, so my mom did have her real estate license when we were younger. She never built a business like I did in residential real estate. She held it just to do deals, and she owned commercial real estate. So I just saw that was the quickest way to use as a vehicle to get to where I wanted to go, which is freedom. Yeah. And I feel like I was able to experience freedom from a really, really young age. By my second year in real estate, so almost 21, I was making six figures, and I've never gone backwards.
Year two.
By year two, yeah. I 10x my business by year two.
What is it like being a real estate agent? Is that normal? Is it, 5 years before you really start making money? What is being a real estate agent like?
Well, being a real estate agent is not as glamorous as it looks online. They actually say the more glamorous a job looks online, the less money you make. Oh, okay. And the statistics are about 86% of agents sell less than 2 homes a year. Whoa. So, and even the top 1/5 of agents only sell 10 homes a year, which is less than 1 deal a month. Yeah. So you truly have to be in the top 1% in the real estate industry to make good money. And it takes a lot of discipline, a lot of skill building, a lot of being around the right energy. And I say this industry is 80% mindset. People the failure rate is like almost 75% in the first 2 years to drop out. Wow. So it is not common to get this way. Anyone can do it. Yeah. But you have to really commit yourself.
Yeah, and what is it like being a female in the real estate?
Yeah, I would say world? That.
Is it harder? Is it easier?
Oh man, I don't know if it's harder or easier. When you get to the top 1%, I do feel like it is a little bit more male dominated. I feel like that masculine energy just allows men to just continue to drive. And then being a high achieving woman, you're always kind of balancing like a masculine and feminine energy, and it doesn't feel natural. So the women that I do know that are really high drivers, that's when you get to that level, you start to feel burned out because you're always chasing instead of attracting.
Yeah.
And it's still a battle that you're dealing with today as a female I think in any high entrepreneurial aspect is like, you have to be that in that masculine energy to drive and build and build and build. But at the end of the day, we kind of do want to be in our feminine.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, my mom's a real estate agent. She does commercial work, and she crushes it. It definitely is a mindset thing, which is really cool. You've gotten this mix of high-performance business and adrenaline-driven lifestyle, skydiving, traveling, all of it. Where does that mindset come from? I know you talk about faith and your mindset, so kind of elaborate on that.
Yeah, so when I first got my skydiving license, it was in 2020. The world was kind of just going to shit. COVID was happening. Yeah. I was actually just getting out of a relationship, a situationship, and I was like, you know what? I went with a friend to go do a tandem, and as soon as you land, the tandem instructors kind of sell you on the school. And I just thought to myself, if I could go throw myself out of an airplane, like I could make cold calls, which cold calls was the lead generation strategy that I picked from the very beginning to go build my business, because it's the most predictable, profitable, and scalable way to build a real estate business. But it's also the one that provides the most resistance. And even today, like 8-9 years later, there's still resistance with making the phone calls. Yeah. But I was like, I'm just going to go do this. And 2 weeks later, I went and got my license. And it was just having that relationship with fear and realizing that faith goes deep and fear goes wide, constantly bringing yourself back to a state of faith leaks into all other aspects of your life. Yeah. And tough conversations and negotiations and any decision you need to make, fear creeps up. And your brain doesn't know the difference of if you're actually being chased by a freaking tiger or if you're just your mind's just creating a scary situation going on. So I think having that mind, body, heart connection, having that connection to God, it just refines me as a human being. Yeah. And you don't need to go throw yourself out of an airplane to be scared. Like you could go plunge yourself in a cold plunge every single day, and it's the same chemicals being released.
So 2020 is when you started your skydiving journey.
2020, and it completely changed my life.
Yeah, I mean, it's 6 years now since you started, and how many jumps do you have?
I have 400 skydives.
400, that's awesome. Where's been your favorite place you've jumped so far?
We rented a helicopter in Oahu, like 4 friends of us, and we did beach jumps for like 3 days straight. Oh, cool. In like our bikinis, like no shoes, no helmet, and then we just hitchhike our way back to the drop zone to get picked up. They don't do that anymore. So that was an epic experience. And then Egypt was also really cool to jump over the pyramids. Yeah. Puerto Vallarta has been beautiful. So there's some really beautiful places out there you can jump.
What's like a spot that you haven't jumped yet that you want to go jump?
The Maldives is one. Okay. Venezuela, Belize, anything tropical. We're going to try to do something like that this year.
Okay. The Maldives. Is that the like super clear water and the houses on the water?
Yep, super clear. You're just jumping onto these tiny little islands in the middle of is that the Indian Ocean?
Oh man, that's so cool. That's so exciting. I know you have one video that went viral, you jumping off a hot air balloon?
Yeah, it was a hot air balloon.
That one was cool. It was like a swing.
Yep, rope swing attached to the top. And that one actually took a couple months to go viral. Like I posted it, and 3 months later, TikTok had me at like 64 million views. Instagram was like almost 17 million views. So it's crazy how things can blow up randomly. And that one video got me about 40,000 followers across both my channels. Ooh. Which it doesn't really help your business, right? Because it's all people from like India and like all other countries.
Totally.
So that was an interesting take.
Well, what was that moment like when you started, refreshing your page and you were like, oh my gosh, there's all these followers? Did you get any, leads for work? I know you said didn't impact it too much, but.
Yeah, I didn't. My Instagram, I'll get leads every once in a while. It's not a big source for me. use my Instagram to build my personal brand. And I do feel like having that amount of followers, people see my page and they're instantly awestruck. But in today's day and age, it's like, so many people can go buy followers. So I'm sure people think I bought followers because the like to follow ratio just isn't really there. I would say on average, my videos get maybe anywhere from 1,500 to 5,000 views just on my normal content. This last video I just posted, that one's at 3 million views in like 5 days.
Oh, wow.
So the adventure stuff gets views, but it doesn't 100%. You just can't track it correlating to business.
The one that you most recently posted, is it the one of you and your husband what is it?
Yeah,
or something?
we just fell off the platform.
Yeah.
So and I just found the perfect song for it as well, and that was a good one.
Katie brought it up actually last night. Katie's my wife. She was like, that was such a cool video, and I hadn't seen it yet, and so I went and pulled it up, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. And she loves skydiving. I'm a little bit afraid, but she wants to go to Hawaii, like you said, and jump. So that's really awesome.
Hawaii is the #1 place to jump. Go jump
Really?
Oahu. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Okay. What side of Oahu?
North Shore.
Okay. I've been up to Waimea Bay, so I know it's way more tropical and beautiful up there. So
yeah, it's. I mean, I have some friends that work at Go Jump in Oahu, and some of the stories, like they'll see whales from the plane and like giant manta rays, and it's just so beautiful there.
And do you land in like a patch of grass, or do you land on the beach most of the time?
Patch of grass.
Cool.
Yeah.
From the outside, it looks like you're doing a lot: portfolio, wholesale, the whole AI. What's the hardest part of managing everything behind the scenes?
It's the consistency of your daily schedule. I think everyone kind of deals with a little bit of issue when it's consistency and discipline. Yeah. I feel really blessed because I feel like I built my life off of 25% effort. Like I truly don't work, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I feel like if I did that, I would be way farther than I am. But I'm also the type that money to me is not what the goal is. The goal is experiences and relationships and my health. Like those are that's true wealth to me. Yeah.
Quality of life.
It's the quality of life, and I live a really amazing life, and I would not trade that to just go make more money and make more clients and just have that be my end goal. I do want to build this big, beautiful life. I do want to build a big, beautiful business, and I guess at one point I need to slow down, but I guess not. I think you know, if you want it, you can have everything you want.
Totally. What's been a moment in your journey where you stepped back and thought, this is exactly what I want my life to look like?
I think when I started skydiving and when I met David. Because me and David met about 6 months after I started skydiving, because I was traveling to different skydiving boogies, which are kind of like festivals for skydivers. And we met at a place called Skydive Chicago, and it was an event called Summerfest. And David's been jumping for 10 years. He's gone to this event for a few years. And we met on the packing mat. I like to say it was love at first. I did fall in love with him probably the first day. I knew by the end of that week,
That's cool.
I called my friend Andy and I said, yeah, I think I'm going to marry this guy. And
shout out to David.
Shout out to my husband. He's the best. But it was just in those first years, and I think I live every single day that way. I live every single day in gratitude. I just went to a Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditation retreat at the beginning of this year. Absolutely fantastic, life-changing. I think a lot of people on like the faith-based side can talk down to Joe Dispenza, but to me it feels like I'm just increasing my energy to be closer to God. And gratitude is the best state to live in. So every day I take a step back. And I consciously make the decision to say, this is exactly what I want my life to look like.
Yeah. What would you say is one of your biggest goals for this year, stepping back and looking?
My biggest goals for this year, I do really want to increase my average sales price. The reason why I went to Serhant is because Serhant gives me an edge to break into the luxury market. I had this imposter syndrome before, where I didn't move to a luxury brokerage because in my mind I thought, what truly made me different? At the end of the day, what truly makes real estate agents different from each other is their ability to have tough conversations.
Yeah.
But you need those tools in your tool belt when it comes to marketing and exposure.
Yeah.
And Serhant does give me that edge. It gives me that edge more than any other luxury brokerage out there.
Sweet.
So that's one of my big goals this year. And then we'd love to build the wholesale side of the business as well. That's something that David's taking on.
Yeah.
The mortgage business, it's kind of just our feeder business because we have so many buyers, but we're not looking to grow that one just yet.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's a good goal. I know this because I went through real estate school, but clearly I'm not doing that. So kudos to you. But real estate can be intense. How do you balance building a serious business while still making time for experiences and actually enjoying life? I know you prefer quality of life. So what does it look like when life gets busy in business?
Yeah, real estate is actually really simple. You just have to make your contacts every day, and I think most people feel like real estate is intense because they're not doing the quantity of deals. For me, if I do 60 deals a year, I'm not stressed out when a deal falls out because I have so many other deals coming through.
Sure.
And I got that way because I was disciplined and consistent with making the contacts and doing the prospecting. What ends up happening and why agents are on this roller coaster of real estate is because they do a bunch of work and then they stop doing the work that got them there. And then now they're put back a quarter and it's just up and down and up and down. Whereas if you're just consistent with the daily habits, which are actually very, very simple and easy to do,
True.
just talk to people, build relationships, it's just doesn't feel as intense for me.
What do you think puts you apart from other realtors? Because, I mean, you're always the number one go-to person I always refer all of my friends and people to. And I think from my point of view, like, you just know your stuff. So what?
I would say the number one thing is the level of transactions that I do. When I'm negotiating between, 50 to 100 deals a year, I've seen every objection. I can see weaknesses in negotiation. I can just put deals together better because I've experienced it. So when the average agent is only doing 2 to 4 deals a year and I'm doing 60, there's a huge disconnect there. And I am able to negotiate my clients a higher net in their pocket because I'm, one, strategic with pricing their home. I'm actually coming from a level of a professional rather than just an agent that needs to make their BMW payment. Or to make, even the top 1/5 of agents, if they're only getting one paycheck a month, how do you know that they're negotiating based off of what's best for you rather than them having to make their monthly bills that month?
True.
So I take a lot of pride in that. I am constantly going to be an agent that's closing in high volume because I don't think that you can professionally come from a level of like a professional level if they're worried that you can't make your bills.
Yeah.
And I also am always highly investing into myself. I mean, last year I spent $80,000 on coaching. I'm always getting in the right rooms. I'm always educating myself. I truly want everyone around me to win. I feel like if someone comes into my eco circle, they're going to become a millionaire because I want to pour into them.
Totally.
That is my highest, that's my highest driver in life, is making I have 2 agents right now, changing their lives.
Yeah.
And that's what gets
so
me
cool.
up. That gets me up in the morning. It's not the deals. It's helping my first time home buyers accumulate a couple properties in their lifetime so that they could build generational wealth for their family. Like, that's my driver every single morning.
That's so good. Having an impact on someone else's life is so important. It feels great.
Yeah, I have big goals and dreams of philanthropy work, and there's just so much charity that I want to do, and be a steward of. I want to be a steward of God's money because it's not my money; it's God's money. And I just want to continuously pour back and take care of people, and that's what makes me happy.
I know you do a lot of charity work. What are some charity things you're doing right now?
Yeah, so I own a nonprofit called Thanksgiving Heroes. We feed families for Thanksgiving, and these families get nominated from other charities, a big one being Big Brother, Big Sister, because they have the database of families that are really struggling right now.
Okay.
I was inspired to do this. My friend Rob Adams up in Utah, he feeds about 4,000 families a year for Thanksgiving. He has a massive operation.
Yeah.
We feed about 100 to 200. But I love that I'm able to use this charity to also bring my clients back together, because after my clients close on a home, I hardly ever see them. So I want to do something where they have an opportunity to give back. They have an opportunity to bring their children to be in a state of gratitude right before the holidays and to do something good.
Totally.
I think in the future, I always tell David, I'm like, when we win the Powerball and I get a $500 million check, one, I'm going to give back to Dr. Joe Dispenza, because he's doing a lot in his charity work with going into prisons and going into schools and changing people's mindset and changing people's energy. I want to take care of the homeless drug epidemic. I think those are God's children that they deserve a second chance, and the solution is out there to get them off drugs.
For sure.
And then I want to own a cat sanctuary.
Oh, heck yeah.
I want to have a cat sanctuary. I want to go around to all the shelters and pick all the cats that were given away, and I just want to have a home with like 100 cats on there, and maybe have like elderly people take care of them.
Oh.
So those are my dreams.
Yeah. Big animal person or a big cat person?
Big cat person.
Yeah, big cat person.
But I do love all other animals.
Cool. How many cats do you have right now?
I have 3 cats right now.
Okay.
I could probably love 5 more, but David said absolutely not.
Yeah. He's like, hold on one second. That's awesome. I know you've talked about AI and how you're trying to incorporate it in your business right now, and AI is so massive in today's world. What are you doing with AI right now?
Yeah, so I think if you're not educating yourself on AI, just as if you're not educating yourself on finances, you're going to get left behind the curve. I don't think AI is going to take over at least my job. I think AI will eventually end up taking over the lower income real estate agent's job, because I just truly believe the wealth gap is going to get too big, that if you're anywhere in the luxury space, you're dealing with luxury high net worth clients, they still want that human to human connection. And then with AI, I feel like if you're not implementing these into your systems, you're just not going to accelerate as fast as you can.
Yeah.
So I'm building AI agents that will help with my content, that will help with lead generation. Those are the 2 big ones that I want in my business right now.
Do you believe everyone can use AI?
Oh, yeah. I think that right now, everyone has the ability to free information. You can become as rich as you want. You can become as smart as you want. There's been no other time in history where you've had access to mentors for free and the information to go and build whatever
Seriously.
you want. Like everyone's just so stuck in this negative mindset, whereas you need to switch that around. Our only job is to change our own energy.
Yeah.
And you have more opportunities than any other generation before you.
Yeah. Isn't that so cool?
It's so cool. And it's so, like, you should be inspired by that. You should be waking up every morning and not living in this fear that you're going to get left behind. You just need to be disciplined. Like, you need to go to work.
Yeah. We have every opportunity to make our dreams come true by far, which is really cool. And like, even in a blue collar industry, like, I use AI every single day, and I still feel like I'm so far behind because I'm constantly learning how to incorporate it in a blue collar business. But there's so many aspects that I can use AI. So
lead generation, with your finances, with your marketing, it can go into every aspect.
I'm excited to see like 2 generations from now, like what they produce for the world. You surround yourself with a lot of really cool people. What kind of people do you try to keep in your circle now, and how has that evolved over time?
Yeah, I always try to keep, I say, like high vibe, high energy people, positive mindsets, people that are out there doing the work. They're really inspiring to me. Totally. I think if you're the most inspiring person in your circle, you probably need to find a new circle. Like, you need to be around people doing more than you all the time. I'm very, very grateful that I have the friends in the circle that I do. And how I got those friends was I actually paid to get into their masterminds. And a lot of the times when you want to get into a high net worth circle, you either need to buy into that circle or you need to provide value to that circle. So, yeah, I mean, I'm constantly going to these masterminds. I'm getting around smart people. I'm buying into coaching because, one, you're kind of buying into their network. And your ability to form relationships with these people. I mean, your network is your net worth. True.
Who's someone recently that has come into your life?
My good friend Spring Benson. She runs a massive mega team out of Utah. They do about 750 transactions a year. Wow. She has just been on such a transformational journey over the last year. She just inspires me so much. She has a beautiful relationship with her husband, Brian, who Brian is also, I mean, he's built a large tech company called Sisu. And then just all of my girlfriends that I met around Spring, they're basically my sisters now.
Yeah,
they're all older than me. I think I'm the youngest one.
That's cool.
They're just the most amazing, inspiring women to have, and I just love them so much.
How did you meet her?
I bought into Spring's mastermind. She was a real estate agent at Real, and I was actually in her downline, and then I ended up joining her women's mastermind.
Okay. And what does that look like? Is this like a monthly meeting? Is she local, or how do you guys stay connected?
Yeah, so she doesn't have the She Inc. one anymore. It was 2 coaching calls a week, and then they would do 3 events. Cool. They actually just launched a new women's mastermind called the Be Collective. This is for high energy, high entrepreneurial women anywhere that kind of feel like they've reached the potential that they want to, but something's missing. And that's kind of where I was going when I was saying battling that masculine, feminine energy. She's doing a really good job, and she's going to make such a huge impact on women everywhere to just dive more into their feminine and be proud of it and see how it absolutely transforms their world. And I've seen it firsthand how transformative it has been working with our spiritual coach, Julie, and just being around these type of women in my life.
What was her name again?
Spring Benson. Well, Spring Charlesworth now. She's changing it. She's changing it soon.
All right. If we were to fast forward 5 years, what would your life look like? Not just financially, but how you spend your time, who you're around, and what you've built.
5 years from now, there will be kids in our lives, which is going to be so beautiful. Cool. I pray that, our businesses just keep growing, because I would love to have 4 of them. I would love to adopt eventually. And we're probably going to still be doing the same things we are today. We might not be skydiving at that time, because I'll have kids. But loving life, being in a state of gratitude, the material things will all upgrade and change, or maybe they won't. I mean, I look at my house and I'm just like, living in abundance is being grateful for the things that you already have. Like, just sit in your kitchen and look at all the things you have, and you're like, there's thousands of dollars and stuff here. So I think having that mindset switch is really good. But I do see the material stuff changing, but traveling, being with friends, impacting other people's lives, and raising a beautiful family. Yeah, amen to that. What's a piece of advice you would give anyone listening? A piece of advice I would give. What this I don't think this was a question on your list. No. I would say that you have to become so delusional about your success, and you have to put the work in, and it is a daily discipline. God wants us to work, and work looks like being a good steward of the things that you already have, keeping your house clean, keeping your bank account and your finances in order, keeping your mind in order, keeping your body in order. That's daily actions over time, and these small wins just start to stack up. And it's okay if you fail one day. Like, every day you start at 0, get back on the horse and keep going, and don't forget to live your life. Like, you have to not let fear run your life. Like, fortune favors the fearless.
for people that feel stuck in life, you say it's just piece by piece, day by day, and it all adds up. And I think, a big thing is not feeling, making sure to like keep the motivation day by day, because you can't just focus on the now. Like, it takes time to be successful in whatever your dream is and whatever your goal is, right? So that's a good piece of advice.
Yeah, where you place your attention is where you place your life force.
Yeah.
So if you're always focusing on what you don't have, that's where you're going to be.
Yeah.
You have our only job, like I said, is to change our own energy, not
Yeah.
change the outcome. So if every day you wake up and you consciously choose to have the right thoughts and the right feelings around how your present is, which the present is the unknown, and people don't want to live in the unknown. They want to live in the past, or they want to live in the future, which you'll never be happy that way.
Yeah.
You have to consciously choose to have those thoughts and those feelings.
Yeah. You said 4 kids? That's what
yeah,
you're
4
shooting for?
kids is the goal, but
Yeah.
I guess I have to start with 1 and see how that goes.
Yeah. That's awesome. I always say I want like 6 kids. I mean, God willing, it'd be awesome to have like 10 kids, but
Right?
There's
a whole little squad.
Yeah,
like,
a little
it'd be
squad.
So fun.
That'd be so cool. Well, cool. Thanks so much, seriously, for your time today. I know you're busy and it's your birthday. So,
it is my birthday.
yeah.
I'm 29
Happy
today.
birthday. Yeah. Heck yeah. It's been a blast, seriously, learning and hearing more. I know we've known each other for a while now, but just like diving deep into who you are is always just really cool to hear your story. And I've always been kind of following you through Instagram and seeing what you're up to. You're doing really cool things.
Yeah, Cole has been just one of my #1 supporters from day one.
Yeah.
I really, truly appreciate you and our friendship, and I'm so excited to raise our kids together and just continue to build this big, beautiful life we are.
Amen to that. And I want to make sure people, if they want to get in touch with you, what are some point of contacts is there a URL? Is there an Instagram handle?
Instagram is probably the easiest way to get a hold of me, just at Tanya Toliver. I'm checking it all the time. My contact information is on there. You can go to the contact button and find my office phone number, not my personal phone number, and my email.
Perfect. Cool. Yeah, definitely give her a follow on Instagram. Make sure to just tag along on all her really cool adventures and the cool skydiving jumps. It's cool to see like business on your page, but it's also so cool that you integrate both, like the traveling to Egypt and all the places you've been. So I love watching that. If you've enjoyed this episode, please make sure to follow, like, subscribe. It really helps us bring on awesome guests. And if you're in Arizona and you need window cleaning or pressure washing, make sure to check out Canyon Cleaning Solutions. We'd love to help you out. And until next time, this has been Through the Glass.